Big in the headlines, what's going to happen with a government shutdown. At the time of this recording, it looks like we're going to have one tonight. I don't see it leading to anything other than a little bit of pressure on the Fed and a little bit of pressure on the bond market. Hopefully they get that resolved quickly. Beach cities, this week we have a Salt Creek brand new construction home sale that will shock you of how it went down and what's happening. It tells us a lot about this beach cities real estate market that we're in. Also, we're going to talk about what's happening in the market, why this fall is probably going to be hotter than you expect, and we'll focus on a home that's already drawing multiple offers. Let's jump right in. The high sale of the week this week happened in 51 Ritz Cove, which is one of my favorite neighborhoods in Salt Creek Beach. We're actually sitting there right now, and so we'll get to that a little bit later. But this sale is interesting because it sold for $8 million, which is really the lot value on this property. So this home is one that's being done by a developer, Tom Nicholson. He's known for doing this here in the area and does a fantastic job and builds some of our very best homes. The off-market list price was just under $18 million, and then they took $8 million offer. Why such a big discrepancy, you might ask? Well, it's because how their sale typically works is that the buyer buys the property for about lot value and then pays for the construction outside of escrow, keeping their property taxes low. This is what I believe to be a legal strategy to pay less in property taxes so that they purchase the land and then buy the construction a la carte, even though they're buying it from the current owner and builder. And again, he does a fantastic job and has some of the very best homes here on Salt Creek Beach. So while it still set the record sale this week at $8 million, we'll never really know the true cost of that home and really what happened with that sale and how much those buyers paid. I imagine it's somewhere close to that $18 million number because the house is worth it. Since we're just starting Q3, I want to take a quick recap and zoom out from beach cities a little bit with our numbers that matter this week and take a quick look at the entire Orange County market. Because typically the Orange County market starts with its low in supply, grows till about summertime, and low in demand, grows till about summertime, and then the two move parallel to each other down for the rest of the year. But this has been a really weird year. Our inventory peaked July 24th with 5,071 homes on the market. At the time, we had 2,026 homes in escrow representing the buyer demand. How many buyers are actually getting offers accepted and going to escrow? But our demand didn't peak, even though inventory had started to come down, until September 18th, with 2,060 homes in escrow. In the Orange County market as a buyer today, you've got 4,566 choices, but our demand has only gone down to 2,028 homes. So our demand is holding steady, and we're seeing an increase right now in demand reflective of the interest rates that we've had dropping over the last couple months, giving us what we're headed into likely is going to feel more like the spring market this year than the spring itself. If we take a look at how this compares to last year we had less properties to choose from as far as inventory goes, but we had even lower demand. We had 1,925 homes currently in escrow this time last year. And so that tells us that the buyer demand has actually grown a little bit from last year. And now we're seeing, even though our inventory grew in the first part of the year, it's already starting to fall. And both of them are likely going to fall over the next couple months, but we expect that we're going to see a continued trend where inventory is falling faster than the buyer demand. Let's not be mistaken, this is not a 2021 buying frenzy where prices are jumping sky high and you can price your home 10% higher than your neighbors and get multiple offers. Our inventory levels aren't indicating that market. However, it is a shift in direction where we're starting to see that we'll likely have even less inventory next year with demand that grows steadily. I would expect that the closest market to 2021 is probably going to be the 2027 market. But again, my crystal ball broke a long time ago. Let me know your thoughts. What do you expect is going to happen in the Orange County market? Where are prices going to go over the next 2 years? And what do you see happening out there on Main Street, not just in Wall Street? Again, big in the headlines, what's going to happen with a government shutdown. At the time of this recording, it looks like we're going to have one tonight. Most likely, by the time you see it, we'll be in the middle of a government shutdown. Hopefully they get that resolved quickly. And if anything, I expect that we're going to see a strengthening in the real estate market as a result, because I don't see it leading to anything other than a little bit of pressure on the Fed and a little bit of pressure on the bond market, ultimately the interest rates. Not that I expect it to have a huge impact by any means. However, I don't think it's going to hurt our interest interest rates to have the government take a pause and reassess things for a bit. This week's deal of the week is again here in Ritz Cove at Salt Creek Beach. I'm sitting at it right now, and we've done it before. 70 Ritz Cove Drive. We originally priced it at $11.5 million. We've come down $2 million off that price. We're priced right now at $9.5 million, and as a result, we've generated 3 offers, and somebody just came back for a second look that's expected to be our 4th offer here in the next couple days. So this one is gonna go. It's the best property on this side of PCH with a giant ocean view. If you want to get in it before it sells, call me as soon as possible because I expect this one's gonna go soon. That's a wrap, Beach Cities. If you want numbers like this sent to your inbox weekly, send me a message, subscribe, follow along. We'd love to have you a part of this journey of selling the most beautiful homes in Orange County here in the Beach Cities, which I think is the best place to live in the world. More to come on that in the future. Let me know how I can help you and your family win in real estate.